Welcome to 6407 Dl Financial Management. I am Parvez Ahmed, your professor for this course. Before we get into the course structure and the overall expectations from the course, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. If you want to read a detailed bio, you can go into the faculty bio, and that gives you a little bit more details about my areas of expertise, areas of research, my academic background, and other relevant biographical information. In general, I have been a professor of finance, teaching finance for well over 20 years, 2 decades now. I graduated with my PhD from the University of Texas at Arlington in 1996. And I have been very active in my research, as you can see from my multiple research publications. I've also authored books and monographs. And so all of that you can read up. And my area that I'm particularly interested in doing research and academic writing is in the area of what we call asset pricing, which includes valuations of companies, evaluating portfolio performances, and so on and so forth. My contact information is available right on the landing page of your Canvas section of the course. My preferred method of contact is by email. That should be your first method of contact. Whenever you send me an email, make sure to write down in your subject line, to write down your course number, which is Fin6407 and then DL, as in distance learning. You can also send me emails through Canvas that helps you to track emails, and also it automatically puts those emails into the category of student emails for me, and it helps me kind of keep track of those emails. You can also stop by my office, which is in the 3rd floor of the business building, building 42. And on Mondays and Wednesdays, between 6 and 7, you can stop by my office. Those are my regularly scheduled office hours for which you do not need to make an appointment. If you want to meet me at any time other than the scheduled office hours, you will need to make an appointment. This is a distance learning course, and being a distance learning course, it is slightly different than normal courses that you have attended at UNF. As a distance learning course, we are disseminating the information about the course primarily through audio, video, multimedia communication, and computer technologies. And in a distance learning course, at least in my distance learning course, there is no requirement for face-to-face meeting or instruction. That does not mean you cannot access me face-to-face during my office hours, but there is no instruction time that is face-to-face. Most of your instruction, including testing and quizzes and assignments, will be through Canvas. So this is what you will need. Essentially, get into your Canvas page, and this is the welcome page. A little bit about the course itself. This is a foundational course, which means the emphasis is on basic finance. It is about a breadth of topic in finance, not any in-depth treatment of any one topic. Upon the completion of course, you should be able to understand the role of finance in the overall valuation of a business, how to use discounted cash flow to value firms and projects, how to value stocks and bonds, how to put together investment portfolios, how to estimate cost of capital, how to finance firms through different choices of investments, and what are the basic structures of international finance. So when you get into the landing page, you are starting here. And once you are here, you will look at, you have already reviewed the course objectives. Now you're ready to review the course syllabus. The syllabus, there are 2 ways to review it. One is you can just click on that icon next to it and the syllabus opens up right here, which is probably the easiest way to do it. And the syllabus, much of the information on the syllabus is within Canvas anyway, so you can you can simply look it up that way, or you can just go into the syllabus and look this up. There are general course objectives about written requirements, oral requirements, computer applications, and things like that. The textbook that we will be using is the 3rd edition. This is key. The 3rd edition of Fundamentals of Corporate Finance. Make note that the 4th edition of the textbook is already available, but all published lectures and examples that we will be working out is using the 3rd edition. This is for 2 reasons. A, this is cheaper for the student because the 4th edition is not a great deal different from the 3rd edition, so there was no need for me to require you to buy the 4th edition, which would obviously be much more expensive than the 3rd. And B, of the examples that I'm using are worked out from the 3rd edition, so there is no need to convert them to 4th edition examples. The 3rd edition will be easiest acquired through rental copy or through Amazon or through some of the rental websites. It's still in circulation and easy to find. You would also need a financial calculator. I recommend using the TI BA2 Plus calculator. Although it is not required, you can use any financial calculator that you want, but the TI calculator is the best calculator for my instructional purposes because many of the examples that I work out during problem solving, I use the TI BA2 Plus as an expositional tool. So that's the easiest way for you to follow the usage of a financial calculator. You need to have the calculator and not the app of the calculator on your phone, because you will be using remote proctoring services to take tests. And during the remote proctoring services, you are not allowed to bring in any device other than your financial calculator or any other calculator, your paper, pencil, and then just you will use online systems to take the test. You will also need access to the Wall Street Journal, which is available for free to all students through your MyWings account. If any of you are require assistance with disabilities, please review this section and then contact me with the necessary forms and information. But be advised that there are resources available for students who require assistance from the Disability Center. This is again an online course, so there is a structure for the course, but it is not a literal classroom type structure. It's a virtual classroom structure. Prior to viewing the lecture, you are advised to read the assigned chapter for that week or for that day. You are responsible for reading the entire chapter and any article that is covered during instructions. Unless otherwise mentioned, the entire chapter you are responsible for. You will be attempting end of chapter problems assigned in the syllabus. I will not be requiring my finance lab this semester, so you can strike that out. So all of the end of chapter problems that I'm assigning via your syllabus will be worked out and available to you on Canvas, and I'll show you in a minute where it is available. As I mentioned over here, solutions to end of chapter problems are available on Canvas. This is a DL class, so be advised about the necessary requirements. The lectures are provided, and not only are the lectures provided online, you have flexibility. You have flexibility in accessing those lectures, meaning they are all asynchronous. You access the lecture when you feel most ready to listen and absorb a lecture. All of the tests are online. All of the assignments are online. In addition, this is a self-paced class, meaning you can advance through the course content ahead of everybody else. But you cannot fall behind the course schedule. So you can take exam 1 before its scheduled date. You cannot take exam 1 after its scheduled date. You can take quiz 1 anytime before its deadline, but you cannot take it after the deadline. Here are the methods of evaluation. You will have 5 tests. All tests will count towards the final grade. You will look for graded quiz in Canvas. The best 7, there will be 10 graded quizzes. The best 7 will count towards final grades. And then there is a Wall Street Journal exercise which is available within Canvas. You will access that, write up a report, submit it on Canvas, and that will be the assignment for Wall Street Journal. And here is the scheme for the grading. And then you have the dates. So when you look at the modules, and I'll show this to you also within Canvas, but it is also outlined within the syllabus. What it says is that between August 20 and September 7, the expectation is to complete Module 1. These are the chapters that we will be covering in Module 1. These are the problems from each chapter that you are required to work out on your own, and solutions are available on Canvas. And then you have exercises. You have a Wall Street Journal exercise on Canvas. The date will be noted on Canvas. The deadlines will always be noted on Canvas. If there is any change to deadline, they will also be noted on Canvas. Quiz 1 will cover chapter 1 and 3. That will be noted on Canvas. Quiz 2 will cover chapter 2 and 4, and the date will be on Canvas. And again, exam 1 will then cover chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the date will be noted on Canvas. These dates are completion by dates, meaning you can complete them ahead of those deadlines, but you will not be able to complete them after the deadline. And that structure that you see in Module 1 repeats for each module. You have a window over which that module is to be completed, the chapters that you have to complete for each module, the Wall Street Journal exercise for each module, then the 2 quizzes for each module, and then the module ends with an exam for that module. And that structure continues for all 5 modules in the course. All of the entire course and the associated deadline for assignments will be noted right here under course summary. So there's the introduce yourself that you have to finish by August 24th. Then Wall Street Journal review, you have to finish the first exercise, complete by August 31st. The 2 quizzes, you have to finish by September 4th. Again, you can take them anytime before September 4th, but they have to be completed by September 4th. Same thing with exam 1. Be advised that you can only review the results. You can see the number of questions you got right or wrong within each quiz, but the answers to the quiz are only available after the deadline for the quiz. This is to ensure that everybody has the same fair shot at attempting each quiz. So if you want to you can certainly take the exam anytime between September 5 and September 7. That's the window for which you will have the answers to the quizzes available, and the quiz is open until midnight September 7. If you want to take the exam before September 7, you can certainly before September 4th, you can certainly take it, but be advised that you may not have all of the answers to the quizzes available to you when you are attempting that test. But if that's something you have to do because of scheduling issue or some other issue, then you're certainly welcome to do it that way. I'll come to RPN in a moment. This is where you will start. You will review. So let's go back to the home page. And we are starting here. We have looked through all of that. You need to read through all of that. Course review, learning modules, assignments, grades, feedback, technology requirements. I'm going to talk to you about RPN in a moment. Then we go into modules. Within the modules, make sure that you review the overview of the course which we just went through. Then if you click on next, that will take you to communication and netiquette. Make sure to review this because there are certain rules that are required to ensure streamlined communication between you and me. You have full access to me at any time, but again, there are certain expectations in the way you sent an email and the window of time that you need to wait before an email can get answered. Help and support. If you are requiring any help that is Canvas based, make sure you check out the quick guide. And if you need help from distance learning or other resources of the library or anything else, again, all of the links that you would require to access any type of help that you may need for the course will all be available on this page, including UNF Computer Help Desk. So now we get started. You need to set your notification preferences so that announcements are sent to you immediately by email. You need to set your notifications preference as notify me right away. So if I change a date or add an assignment or remove an assignment, then you will be notified immediately. After you have gone through that, then you should come over here and take the student orientation quiz. And you have to do it through RPN. So you have to go into the student link of RPN, and this will tell you, you have to review all of that. How to use RPN. Once you click on that, it will open up a video. And that will be able to, you will be able to then review what the RPN video is. And it'll give you a basic overview of RPN, which is remote proctoring now, the method through which you will take your exams, not your quizzes. The quizzes are open book, timed, but open book. The exams are remotely proctored, just like it would be in a classroom, except that you're not coming to a classroom, you are taking it via computer, and you are being monitored via computer. So what you have to make sure that your equipment that you will be using for your exams are up to RPN standards. So you need to go through and take the student orientation quiz, which is the mock quiz that allows you to test RPN, and also you cannot advance into the quiz to the rest of the module unless you have scored 100% on the orientation quiz. After you score 100% on the orientation quiz, only then the rest of the module opens up for you. So you will need to take that orientation quiz. And you can take the orientation quiz as many times as you need to so that you can get the 100% to open up the rest of the module. Then you will do an introductory blog of yourself, and once you have completed those two, your modules open up. And under each module, it follows a very set format. The module starts by describing for you what the purpose of the course is. Then it outlines for you what the learning outcomes are. Then it lays out an agenda. An agenda will consist of lecture videos, part 1, part 2, part 3, depending upon how many lecture videos there are in each course. And then once you have reviewed each lecture video for each chapter, there's a PowerPoint for each chapter. And then after each chapter, you will find 2 solutions. There is the problem solutions for all end of chapter problems. And then there are separately placed for you problem solutions for only the assigned problems that you saw on the syllabus. From the entire universe of end of chapter problems, only a small subset is assigned to you. Some of these assigned problems are also worked out on problem tutorials, and you will be able to view them over here. Once you have completed all the lecture videos, the problems, you can review the formula sheet that you will have access to when you are taking your exams. So you can use formula sheets for your exams. You will have access to that. And once you have gone through all of the assignments within each module, then you will move on to the next part, and that will take you to the Wall Street Journal review, where you will review an article, and then you will have to upload a Word file with answers to that article, and it also outlines the rubric by which I am grading you. Once you have done that, then you are ready for your quizzes. Once you have done your quizzes, then you are ready for your exam. So I'm going back to the module, as you can see over here. So that's the sequence. You review through the overview. You are going through all the lectures, the video lectures, problem tutorials, assigned problems. Then you work on the Wall Street Journal review, then the assigned quizzes for that module, then the exam. Once you have completed all of the requirements for the first module, then the second module opens up. And once you have completed the second module, then the third module opens up, and so on and so forth until you get to the last module. Any announcements that I will have will be accessible through this announcement link. All your assignments will be available for viewing over here. If you want to quickly see any assignments, what due dates are coming up, and all of that, you can review over here. All the exams and Wall Street Journal, everything. Your grades through your grade book, that will be available to you. And that's about it. So that's pretty much the overview of the course. And again, if you have any questions about the materials that are necessary for this course, or any other question that you may have, feel free to send me an email and ask those questions. But everything that you need for the course is self-contained within Canvas. You will not need to leave Canvas for any of the material that you may need for the course, other than your textbook or the notebook that you will be using to problem solve.